Hello everyone. So this is the lecture 2 of research methodology. In the last class, we have gone through the definition of research and the need of research and the purpose of research. Today we are going to discuss. So new knowledge can be acquired only with the pursuit of research to extend the frontiers of knowledge. And for this, even in 1958, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru articulated SPR, that is scientific
Roll number?
policy resolution.
9.
So
Only 9.
what it states exactly is that
Not here. Yes.
okay, so what SPR states, the dominating feature of I think someone's mic is on. I have to. So what SPR states that the dominating feature of the contemporary world is the intense cultivation of science on a large scale and its application to meet a country's requirements. It is this which, for the first time in man's history, has given the common man in countries advanced in science, a standard of living, and social and cultural amenities, which were confined to a very small and privileged minority of the populations. It is only through scientific approach and method and use of scientific knowledge that reasonable material and cultural amenities and services can be provided for every member of the community, and it is out of the recognitions of this possibility that the idea of welfare state has grown. So this is what actually SPR states, and from which actually we infer that what or what is the purpose of research, or what is the need of research. The need for research is to build up an infrastructure for creating new knowledge to develop a knowledge reservoir. So knowledge reservoir means where the different researches that being carried out, we can keep there, so that in near future also that will help for the resources going in that area, and the application of this knowledge for socio-economic and cultural development of a country to provide material well-being of a society is the purpose. So what is need of the research is to develop that knowledge reservoir, and what is the purpose means the application of that knowledge that we have in that knowledge reservoir. Now let's come to the conceptual framework of research. So some terms will be here. They are very important. First of all, you all know that whenever we start our PhD program, then everyone used to ask that what is your research topic, right? So it starts with there. That is the research topic. So what is research topic? This is identified for the study and research in a discipline, either to add further to their existing knowledge by creating new ideas or modifying existing knowledge by new findings. In the last class also, we have discussed about that what is research exactly. So research, I told you already that research doesn't mean that you are always creating some novel ideas or you are innovating some novel stories or algorithms, but it also means that you try to add something to the existing knowledge or knowledge base. Or suppose you are modifying a particular theory that already exists, right? That is also can be a topic of your PhD research work. Okay, so we identify this topic, and then we carry out research, and then the other steps, we'll discuss it now on that topic. So a research topic is always selected on the basis of the theoretical knowledge of a subject, possibly to bridge up a gap or reinterpret a known finding or find new ideas to solve a new problem. Okay, so whenever you choose a research topic, the next thing is to find out the problem, right? That research problem, we call it as a research problem, and that is a big challenge, of course, because you choose a research topic. Suppose in our computer science, we have chosen a research topic like data mining. But after that, because you know that this data mining is a very vast area, right? So it consists of, again, different subdivisions or subparts, like classifications, clustering. Even in your suppose social science also, you have a topic, and in that topic there are different subtopics. Now, choosing a topic doesn't mean that you have identified the problem. So you should have that strong theoretical knowledge on that research topic. Then only you'll find out that there is a gap which needs to be filled, right? And that gap is nothing but your problem that you have to choose. So to do this, a hypothesis is formulated, identifying the variable to test the hypothesis. So assumption, you can say that a kind of assumptions you have to formulate, and that we call it as a hypothesis. And whenever hypothesis is there, this is a very important topic that we'll discuss in the later period of our classes about hypothesis and different type of hypothesis variables. We'll discuss it in later classes. So whenever we find out the problem, then next thing is to formulate a hypothesis. Okay, and whenever we formulate the hypothesis, automatically we have to identify those variables that will be required to prove that hypothesis either true or false. There you will see that the different strategies are there to deal with this type of hypothesis, either positive way or negative way. There are different approaches. Okay. But the main thing is that you have to identify the variables, and these are the variables with the help of which we can test that positivity or negativity of that hypothesis. Then next thing is that the process gets to the next step to find evidences by collecting appropriate data or facts by a suitable method, analyze the collected data systematically, interpret the results to arrive at conclusions. See, all these things are some sub steps. What actually frame a research? Okay, means to say that whenever we talk about the research or some, suppose your PhD research or any kind of research, we have to go through these steps. So these steps are very important. So after hypothesis and the identification of variables, what we are doing, we try to find the evidences by collecting appropriate data or facts by a suitable method, analyze those data systematically. This will be different for different domains, of course. Then interpret the results to arrive at the conclusions, and then generalize the findings, possibly to be applied to an appropriate or a typical solution to test the result and its validity. Validity is a very important term. And finally, add the validated findings to the already existing body of knowledge after peer review. In the last class itself, I told you that how the means acceptance of any research finding happens, right? So if I again repeat the things, so what we are doing in a research, I am supposing our PhD research. First, you'll identify your research topic. Okay, so that may be different for your domains. Like you are from social science, you better know about the topics available then health science, basic science, engineering sciences, or means you know these topics, right? So first you will identify your interested topic. Next, you go through proper study, or you should have a strong theoretical knowledge on that subject or that topic. Then only when you go through the literature reviews, you will be able to find a gap that exists in the existing literature, and that will help you to formulate your research problem. This is the second step. After that, what you will do, you will go through an assumption, and that is what actually you are doing is the formulation of a hypothesis. And in that in that task, the main thing is that you have to identify the variables that will be required to prove positively or negatively of your hypothesis. Then the next step is to find the evidences. And how will you do that? You need to gather the data. You need to collect the data. I hope you know what is exactly meant by data set, right? I hope I know that in every field, you have to depend on the data. Without data, we are nothing, right? So you have to gather the data, or you can say facts. And for that, you may employ different methods. We have different methods to gather those data or facts. And that will help us to find the evidences. Then you will analyze the data. Okay, you know there are different techniques by which we can analyze the data, like histogram analysis, and different graph-based methods are available. We will discuss few of them. After your this analysis, you will interpret these things, and you will be coming or arriving to a conclusion. And based on that conclusion, you try to generalize the findings. What are the findings you have got, and what are, based on the conclusion, can you derive some finding? Can you formulate a generalization or generalized theory out of it, right? And whenever you have done that, this should be validated, and this can be validated with the help of some parameters. You know that whenever we do some experiments, when the experimental results are coming, then we try to compare our approach with some other standard approaches with the help of our experimental results on the basis of some parameters. That parameters may be different. Like for some, suppose if I am talking about the physical sciences, then time complexity will be one of them. Cost will be one of them. Okay, so there are different parameters available for that. And based on that, we can verify that, yes, our proposed approach is the better one, sorry. And if it is proved, then we send it for some peer review, okay, where different experts will try to go through our proposed approaches, analyze the results and the validity of the proposed findings. And if they accept it, this our proposed approach, or proposed approach efficiency, then only it will be added to that already existent body of the knowledge base, or as a new, or as a novel approach for the same. So with this, we have discussed each and every step that is actually required to frame any research or any conceptual research framework, you can say. Okay, so we can even draw a diagram to reflect these steps involved in this particular research work, right? So this is a very important topic. Kindly mute your mic. I request, please mute your mic. Okay. So this is the conceptual framework of research. I hope everything is got by means everything is understood by all of you. Now coming to the next topic, that is basic and applied research. So research can be classified mainly into two different types: basic research and another is applied research. Basic research is also known as pure or fundamental research. Okay, so what is basic research? This is actually needed to obtain knowledge of a natural phenomenon whose applications may or may not have any bearing on any applications in the near future or immediate future, even after a long time. So basically, we are dealing with some theoretical kind of knowledge gaining process for a natural phenomena. That is basic research. And this type of research demands a very high order of intellectual caliber. Even intuition is also needed. Those who are involved in the basic research devote their efforts to the formulation or reformulation of theories and may not be concerned at all with their practical applications. If you are from, suppose, mathematics, you know that in mathematics we have pure mathematics, right? Where we deal with the theoretical things. So this basic research fund actually basically deals with to establish or gain knowledge with respect to a natural phenomena that may not have immediate applications in the near future or may even for a long time. So that is a fundamental or basic research. And from the term itself, what is applied research is that we try to acquire knowledge on the practical application of the theoretical base that already built up with pure research. Okay, and that is expected to solve a critical problem. So when we have done our pure research, we are already established a knowledge base. Now, next thing is to what with some practical applications, we try to acquire more knowledge on that established fact so that they will be applicable to solve a critical problem. So applied research is usually conducted for industries or governments by universities or specialized research laboratories or institutions, right? So you know that CSIR research, that is, they always deal with, maximum times they are dealing with applied research. So one thing we have to note it down, that applied research is always for development purposes. And it is generally referred to as research and development. So here I am going to stop for today's lecture. And as usual, today you need to go through one question that I think very important, that is conceptual framework of research. What you have to do, the steps that we have discussed, the steps, or you can say means the different stages for carrying out any research, you have to write it down, so which we call it as a conceptual framework of research. So you will write down those steps and, if possible, draw a figure for the same. Okay. So with this, I'm stopping here. Now I'm going to take the attendance. Jiten,
Yes, sir. Present, sir.
Abhishek Kumar Mishra, Vishwanath, Swati, Mahesh, Binaya, Bhaskar,
Yes, sir.
Ankur,
Yes, sir.
Dipankar,
Present, sir.
Pranjiti,
Yes, sir.
Subhasis, Ashut,
Yes, sir.
Ashok,
Yes, sir.
Pankaj,
Yes, sir.
Shewali, Bonjit,
Yes, sir. Present.
Krishna, Binod, Sabikur, Vibhor, Salma.
Present, sir.
Okay, so I request all of you to complete this by 5 p.m. sharply. So with this, I am ending today's lecture. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.